The nervous system is a complex system of nerves and specialized cells known as neurons that transmit signals between different parts of the body. The primary function of the nervous system is that it coordinates all of the activities of the body, and it enables the body to respond and adapt to those changes inside and outside. The nervous system is split into two parts: the central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system. The central nervous system is made up of two major structures, the brain and the spinal cord. The brain is found within the cranium, or skull, of the average human. It's split into 6 main sections, along with other structures inside of it. These are the cerebrum, the cerebellum, the
diencephalon,
the midbrain, the pons, and the medulla oblongata. The cerebrum is the biggest of the sections and is further divided into two hemispheres, the right and left cortex. The right and left cortex again divide into 4 different lobes. The first lobe is called the frontal lobe, and as the name implies, is in the frontal part of the brain. The frontal lobe is responsible for reasoning, thought, and also personality. The next lobe is called the parietal lobe and involves sensation, perception, and integrating sensory input. The third lobe is called the temporal lobe and is responsible for processing auditory information from the ears. The fourth and final lobe is called the occipital lobe and processes visual information from the eyes. Next is the cerebellum. The cerebellum is located in the back of the head, below the cerebrum, and above the first cervical of the neck. The cerebellum is responsible for muscle coordination, balance, posture, and muscle tone. After the cerebellum comes the
diencephalon.
The
Diencephalon
is located between the cerebrum and the midbrain. The
diencephalon
is the link between the nervous system and the endocrine system. It contains the thalamus and the hypothalamus. The thalamus directs sensory impulses to the cerebrum, while the hypothalamus regulates temperature, appetite, water balance, sleep, blood vessel constriction, and dilation. The hypothalamus also has a role in the emotions of anger, fear, pleasure, pain, and affection. Next is the midbrain, also known as the
mesencephalon.
It is located between the cerebrum. It is responsible for certain eye and auditory reflexes. The pons is located below the midbrain and inside the brainstem. It's responsible for certain reflex actions such as tasting, chewing, and saliva production. It also plays a role in sensations such as hearing, tasting, and balance. The pons is also involved with breathing and communication between different parts of the brain. Finally, the medulla oblongata, also known as the center for respiration, is located at the bottom of the brainstem and connects to the spinal cord. The medulla oblongata regulates heart and vessel functions, digestion, respiration, swallowing, coughing, sneezing, and blood pressure. The second major structure in the central nervous system is the spinal cord. This links the brain to the rest of the nerves in the body. There are 4 regions of the spinal cord: the cervical region, the thoracic region, the lumbar region, and the coccyx region. It also has these things called spinal nerves, and these are separated into 2 different divisions. These are called afferent and efferent neurons. Afferent means conducting inwards, while efferent means conducting outwards. So the afferent neurons carry information from the rest of the body to the brain, while the efferent neurons carry information from the brain to the rest of the body. All these together combined form the peripheral nervous system. The peripheral nervous system is split into 2 systems, the somatic nervous system and the autonomic nervous system. The somatic nervous system is made up of nerves that connect to the skin, sensory organs, and skeletal muscles. It is responsible for carrying motor and sensory information. It also is responsible for nearly all voluntary muscle movements. The autonomic nervous system is divided into 2 more minor systems, called the sympathetic nervous system and the parasympathetic nervous system. The sympathetic nervous system is responsible for the fight or flight instinct, while the parasympathetic nervous system brings all systems back to normal. Now, this information I have bestowed upon you is just the tip of the iceberg on what the nervous system has to offer. If I really wanted to, I could talk about it for hours, but I don't want to do that because it's really late and I need sleep.
What does it mean